Alright, so before I begin, Merry Christmas. Not exactly, but this is Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is tomorrow, but you get the idea. So I was debating if I should make this video before I go to work today or after I go to work today. But whatever, I don't want to take the risk. I want to talk about it right now. So, of course, because I cover toy stuff here and there, I'm going to look at the freaking collection and all that, right? So, of course, with the brand new Godzilla and Kong New Empire film coming out next year, it makes complete sense that we're going to be getting new toys. So, of course, today we got... Do I really call them leaks? Because the toys are actually on the shelf. I mean, just by looking at it, it's pretty obvious that this is from Walmart, which is kind of unfortunate, which I'll explain why. So I'm just going to kind of move to the side and sort of show you some of the pictures here. So I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm going to jump right to it real quick, alright? So we got, like, I want to say up to 4 pictures, basically. Sorry, showing off the new Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire figures. So take a look. We got Giant Kong and his beast arm, which, okay, I wonder how that's gonna translate into the film. What happened to his axe? That there's something's cooking in there. And I just gotta say, like, for sure, Playmates Toys, they have definitely upped their game when it came to the, to their, last figures, with the Godzilla vs. Kong toy line. As great as those toys were, I think with this new film, they're going to be even better. And one thing I really wanted to point out is that the Giant Kong figure that you're looking at, it's articulated, which I was kind of surprised by that, because I was like, wow, a nice giant figure that's like almost fully articulated, right? And it's like, I don't know, to me it's cool. Definitely, for sure, it makes sense for Playmates, especially considering their Ninja Turtle toy line, specifically the 2012 series, where they did made like 12-inch figures and they were articulated except for the arms. So I'm glad that they've decided to kind of put that idea out there for this toy line. So now we got like a nice fully articulated Kong as well as Scar King, so that's great. Before I move on, before anyone says, oh, but Josh, the giant figures don't have articulation, that makes no sense, you're just blind, that's why you wear glasses, right? Well, right here I have the Giant Kong from the Godzilla vs. Kong toy line. So just to kind of give you an idea, obviously, you get the giant big monkey here, all that, you got the weird ugly screws, but, at least you're going to look at it to the front, not to the back, so I don't think it should matter. Obviously, we should expect weird stuff like that, but for the most part, I don't think so, I mean, to a certain degree, but you get the idea, And as you can see, the figure is not really all that articulated. He moves around in the head. I guess think of it as kind of like a mini toy review, I guess, until the actual reviews. Wink, wink, And then, of course, you got the fourth arm. He does move in the hands, of course. His legs move, but not forward and back. They kind of do like that weird, I don't want to say swivel, but like side. I think it's called like V articulation or something like that because, it looks like the letter V. Please don't think dirty, but because that's an actual thing that collectors call it, and that's about it. So I remember my confusion with these toys is that I felt like that the giant figures were specifically meant to look more like their Toho classics or their Godzilla classic series figures, which are obviously supposed to be very similar to like Movie Monster series and Bandai Creations because they're all pretty much the same toy line, except for GVK and Monsterverse, obviously. So the point that I'm trying to make is that we're basically getting more giant figures, but now they're going to be fully articulated for the most part. I'm just judging by what we see in the pictures, you know what I mean? So just take what I say with a little bit of a grain of salt. And then, of course, and the details, too. I mean, it looks really great. It definitely captures, like, how time has passed. I don't know if I mentioned that when I was talking about the Battle Roar figures that got leaked, where they were shown, where we saw Kong, we could see like, all the details within, like, he got his beard, he got some gray going on, so it's very nice attention to detail. So that you have to give like a huge nice compliment to, because I'm like, nice, it's like these are starting to become a little bit more than just regular toys, but you know what I mean. So Scar King now, finally, so we get another nice look at Scar King, also articulated, so that's neat. We get like a little bit of a nice, more sort of a good look at him, and we could kind of see like the paint, the detail and all that. We can see like the little, what you would call it, they're bones, but you get the idea. You know how cool that's gonna be to pose those figures together, fighting and all that with Kong and even Godzilla. Don't get me wrong. Remember, we also took a look at the evolved giant Godzilla figure. So that right there, that just already confirms it, that all three of those characters are going to be getting giant versions, except for one in particular, right? Now, I don't know if this is spoiler heavy, because this character has been hinted at for such a long time. Even when I did my video talking about the weird leaks that were going around, which obviously turned out to be fake, here's the real part, right? So there's a character named Shimu or Shimo or something like that, right? So he's supposed to be some weird kind of otherworldly creature, or at least some sort of rival to Godzilla. And spoiler alert, I guess it looks like that's true, because now we get a nice brand new look at Shimu, and he pretty thick, not gonna lie. I mean, he looks really, really nice. You know what I mean? I mean, he looks. I mean, like, he's like so bright, you know, with his colors. I mean, he's all white and stuff like that. So I hope that we're still able to at least see some of the details. But it's great that we're finally getting to see what Shimu looks like. You know, especially after a long time. And I know that there was a picture going around, sort of showing off his face, but you know, that was about it. There was really no other information about it. Although, unlike the old toy leaks, this one of course was real for sure. You know, we knew what Shimu's. I was gonna say Timu. Oh my god, don't get me started on that. We did saw like previews from like Jada Toys as well. They were making like those weird little mini metallic figures where they did make one of Shimu. But obviously, you know, because that they're meant to have like that weird, not chibi, but obviously they got like the weird kind of big head, small body, or you know, semi medium body, kind of big head, kind of ordeal. Obviously, it's not a completely good look at Shimu, but now that we got, you know, the toys coming soon, I guess, for the most part, you know, okay, there you go, perfect. Now we know what he looks like. He comes with his own nice little blast piece, you know, sort of a heat ray. It's like a frost thing. So I'm like, okay, we're getting all elemental up in here. Oh, and then to make things even more crazier, they made a 2-pack of Evolved Godzilla and Shimo, and it's like, damn, that's great. I love that 2-packs. That's fantastic. Come on now, and it's like sorry. You know what it is? Because I woke up like an hour ago or two, so I'm still trying to like wake up a little bit. But it's like I want to talk about it now while I get the chance, because I told you guys I was gonna be covering more and more stuff like this with toys and all that, you know, for the movie. Don't think that I'm not lacking in content, because I know I've been pretty behind on a lot of things, but trust me, don't worry, we're getting to the good stuff for sure, because I am so excited. I also love how in this 2-pack you'll notice with Shimo or Shimu or whatever you call it. I'm just gonna call him Shimu. I'm sorry. I know it's probably Shimo, but I kind of like Shimu. I don't know why. I like how it's basically the exact same, you know, figure as like it's the one where you just get it by itself, but obviously it's painted to look a lot more like centric. You could definitely tell that there's definitely a nice little color palette that they got going on. Some people might complain about the whole reuse of figures and then painting them to look a little different and all that, but to me, it doesn't matter. Come on now. I mean, these are giant monster toys, for crying out loud. Actual good giant monster toys, mind you. You know, even if you're not a big huge Godzilla fan or Kong fan, even if you're not into that type of stuff, these are relatively interesting figures to look at. And honestly, at least for personally, you know, at least for my take, you know, I've always wanted a whole line of Godzilla toys where it was just like, you know, the monster, you got some articulation, maybe a building, a vehicle or some sort they could destroy. So then there you go. Now you got it, right? You know, so like I said, there are, you know, not counting the previous ones that we did talk about, these are 4 pictures, you know, showing off some of the new figures. And like I said, you can definitely tell for sure by the way it looks, it's at Walmart. But obviously, I hope that this is not a Walmart exclusive, because mind you, when Godzilla vs. Kong first came out, originally, yes, those toys were actually a Walmart exclusive, which obviously sucked, because not only did they came out during the pandemic, scalpers got pretty heavy with these figures, and even to this day, I'm still not able to complete the entire wave, so that bothered me a lot. You know, the only ones that I don't have is Mega Heat Ray Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, Giant Mecha Godzilla, and King Ghidorah. Although King Ghidorah wouldn't come out for a while, though he came out when the MonsterVerse line started to pretty much give birth and all that, and that's when they started re-releasing all those other figures, you know. And of course now they were much more easier to find because they were no longer Walmart exclusive. Although, don't get me wrong, that didn't stop Playmates there, because then eventually they did make Target exclusives and all that, but at least they were more easier to find than Walmart and all that, so, trust me. Even when I did, like, that toy hunt where I was not expecting to find the Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures, you know, I have pretty much all of them. The only ones that I don't have is Mary Jane and the Final Swing Spider-Man. But those I think I can pretty easily get. So I was surprised, to at least find most of those figures at my local Walmart, considering that it is a piece of crap. But not, and I'm not trying to like slander and all that, but we all know why Walmart is not a particularly good place to shop because they're not really toy collector friendly. Where they got issues with like online prices, trying to find the figures ain't good. A lot of people don't really. It's not like Target where they're much more at least friendlier and professional and at least they know what they're doing. But you get the idea. So I hope we don't run into that situation. For the most part, because I are these considered leaks? Because if they're in stores, kind of makes me wonder. I swear, if I do a toy hunt and I see these, I'm like, wow, hey, my videos better get 1,000 views again. You know what I mean? Because that's crazy though. But these figures look really nice, and I am pretty excited. So, of course, I wanted to talk about them. While I get the chance, while the news is still nice and fresh. So, what do you guys think? You know what I mean? What do you guys think of the new figures? And sorry, as always, I'll definitely cover more stuff. For sure. Tomorrow, since it's Christmas Day, I might do like a nice Q&A for like my, through a live video. I might do that because it was really nice last time we did it. So I'm like, I kind of want to do it again. And of course, I'll also discuss more future plans on what we're gonna do because next year, starting of course, maybe January, I would say so. We're gonna start kind of easing into like some more Godzilla content and all that because I know I've been mostly like doing mostly Marvel Legends stuff and like some Ultraman, but obviously there's a lot more that I would like to sort of explore within this channel. So you never know. So stick around and let's see what happens. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Thought I would see you guys around. Merry Christmas. All right, and yeah, that's about it. See ya.